Hey everybody, this is Krista, and today I want to finish a project that I started a while back when I was cleaning out my dining room shelves and making way for the freeze dryer. So we have that set up, and I'll link that video here if you want to. It's really just going through the craziness that was my dining room to make room for the freeze dryer. But since then, a lot of things have happened, and I've had this huge box that came with it sitting on my dining room table. So I'm ready to go through it and dig in and see what all comes with it and get it set up and actually start using it. I have this huge project that I need to get done with sweet potatoes because they're starting to go bad from last year's harvest. And rather than just canning them all, because that takes up so much room, I thought maybe it would be easiest just to go ahead and roast them all, put some in the freezer, and then some in the freeze dryer and make powdered sweet potato that I can, excuse me, then rehydrate. So I don't have my microphone on because a lot of this is probably just going to be going through the box and showing you things. And I'm hoping with the lighting it works out because we're facing my big dining room window. But let's go through and see what comes with the freeze dryer and try to test this thing out. All right. Watch out, kitty cat. I know. So it looks like we have trays, oil filter, vacuum pump, oxygen absorbers, Mylar bags, impulse sealer. Oh wow. Okay, so this I don't need until I actually start sealing Mylar bags. So these three things I can set aside. Let me get this huge box out of the way. All right. I can set this aside because that all comes later. So, I need this. So, we have a medium size, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 trays. I would like to get another set of trays so that I can be rotating them out and in. And then we have, it looks like all the cords. So, guide to freeze drying. And our owner's manual. So, warranty card, unpacking. So we should have received the Harvest Right pump, or I'm sorry, dryer, vacuum pump, power cord, vacuum hose, vacuum pump oil. I mean, that's the filtration. Shelving unit, trays, owner's manual, oil filter. Other materials not listed here may have been included. Vacuum pump, vacuum hose, and power cord. So unwrap all from packaging. All right, so this is the oil filter. It looks like a Brita water thing. Hey, scissors. I mean, this really does look like a Brita water thing. All right, and there's no further with that. I will say this part, the vacuum pump, is super heavy. All right, here's the oil. Alright, so that reminds me of my sewing machine. So far, we have a Brita water filter system and a sewing machine. No, I'm just kidding. Alright. So this says high vacuum pump oil. Up here it just says mineral oil. So I'll do some investigating on that to see if that's something. And if anybody knows, if you have one, is it mineral oil, or do I need to purchase high vacuum pump oil from Harvest Right? And I'm making notes in my thingy here so that I have information later on. All right. So we have 2 plugs. Gas ballast must always be open in order for pump to work properly. Pump must always be kept level. Do not tilt while carrying or draining oil. Okay. So we're going to assemble. And then it says we need to wait 24 hours before running your freeze dryer in order to facilitate proper settling of the refrigerant within the condensing unit, which is very much like if you move a refrigerator or a freezer. You can tilt them. A lot of people say, oh, you can't lay them over, you can't tilt them because of the coolant. You can actually do that. You just have to make sure when you set it right back up, it has the same amount of time to drain back down and put everything back where it needs to go as it was laying down. But of course, the best time frame is always at least 24 hours. So if you go, like when we went to someone's house and bought an old freezer from them, and it was laid over on the back of the truck for 2 hours to get home, when we set it back up, we waited till the next day to plug it in and turn it on. So this is the same thing, which makes sense because this is a freezing system. So place it on a level, stable surface. The ideal location for operating your freeze dryer is a cool, dry, clean location. Dirty air will clog the cooling fins in the condensing coil and reduce the life. So we do not want to put it down in the basement unless we completely finish out the basement. So we're going to leave it up here in the dining room. Ensure the side vents are unobstructed to allow proper airflow. Now I do have mine sitting to the side, but I have a couple inches on the one side, so it should be okay. Check rubber gasket to make sure it's clean. I'm going to assume it's this thing. Oh, this is the oil. I'm not sure what rubber gasket it's referring to. Oh, I bet it's, Okay, so mine does not look like that. Mine is this. That's what it is. So this shows a circle and mine is straight up and down. Check rubber door gasket. Make sure the inside of acrylic door is clean. Use only dry cotton cloth and warm water. No cleaners. Put oil in your vacuum pump by unscrewing the oil demister on top of the pump. Fill your vacuum pump slightly above the center of the sight glass and replace the cap. Okay, so I'm going to get a I'm going to use a funnel for this. And we want it to go just to here. wherever. Okay. Okay, I had to figure a couple things out, but we have our pump set up and plugged in. It's in the on position. Everything's plugged in here. But I had to move the table out so that I could access, let me show you, the drain line over here and put a bucket, which I can get a smaller bucket and scoot it back in some, I think, although it's not very long. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not crazy about the positioning of this with this way out here. But we're going to leave it here for now until we figure out what to do. But we are ready to run this because our refrigerator unit, or our main piece, has been sitting there for like 2 weeks. So we don't have to wait the 24 hours. So I think we're going to actually start with some candy, which is not the ideal, but I have a lot of eggs that I'm going to do. I have a lot of sweet potatoes that I need to get to. But for this first time, since I don't have that ready, we do have some candy that we bought specifically for the freeze dryer. And we are going to run that really quick. Not really quick. I don't know how long it takes, but we're going to get started with that. Oh, stop.